the person we were meeting is in Heber City, not Park City. So it was another 15 to 30 minutes out of the way because she also lives a little bit outside of Heber City. But we've dropped off the stuff for my stepson. Or not stepson, for my son. For my missionary. I'm kind of, trying to think of everything and watch where I'm driving and everything. So, my daughter, I am not touching my phone. My daughter should be watching for stuff, especially if they have red streams.
I'm going to make you all dizzy. I'll stop.
Anyway.
Ooh, there's a cool trick on Mom's phone.
I told them about that.
What am I supposed to be watching for?
Anything you can catch, and especially red streams.
Wait, click. Oh, I didn't click on that.
And then just see if I need it or not. You know where the numbers are, right?
Wait.
You know where the numbers are, right?
The numbers.
That show how many I need.
Yes, at the very top.
Okay. So watch for that.
It's so slow.
Anyway, so she's playing.
Yes, and well, where it's not stable going.
If you can't see it,
come on.
It's up to you.
Hey, little baby. I'm gonna catch this one. This one's cute.
Anyway, so we dropped off the stuff for my son. What's going on is she's headed to Oklahoma, and so she's going to be able to drop off stuff for my missionary for me. So, but we gotta get gas and then get back to my son because we dropped off the older son for a missionary reunion in Bountiful. So if you see the directions thing you see is to get us back to the other one.
Because apparently we gotta go get him. We can't leave him near. It's so very sad.
And that would be my daughter.
Yep.
Anyway, if it cuts in and out, I'm hoping the stream will be good.
Oh, go away.
But I can't guarantee because I'm nowhere near where I'm usually streaming from. So, and I was going to take some time
in 1,000 feet, turn right onto US 189, US 40 East.
Ma'am.
Yep. And let me know if you guys can hear me.
I do not know how to check that.
No.
They say.
You could check.
Yeah, but what they say.
Take the next right onto US 189, US 40 East.
So it says live.
Yes.
If you click that,
that's a lot of people.
You'll see anything that doesn't have a red heart by is what they said this stream.
Okay. Well.
Because I have red hearted everything.
How do I get out of this? You click the back button. Okay. That's nice.
Can you get these?
Continue on US 189 for 16 miles.
Turn around. Depending,
good.
I am looking for gas.
You can hear it. That's nice.
They said they can hear it?
Yeah, at least one person did.
Good. I just wanted to be sure. I wasn't positive because, well, I've never run this one before. There's a 7-Eleven. I'm looking if we can find a gas station of the type gas I like for this car. If not, we'll just get gas enough to make it. There's a Maverick.
going to answer him on my phone, not your phone.
Who's texting?
Stefan, the brother.
Ah. What's he asking? How long?
No, he said we'll be done soonish.
Oh boy. Well, we're an hour and a half out, Stephen. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn around because we are headed now basically out of store range. So we're gonna go turn around and go get gas. Because I'm not gonna take that trip.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto West 500 Northwest
It's bad
5th
because
North.
we turned around. But I've got to go get gas. We are down to 22 miles, or no, not 22, 55 miles till empty, and I don't want to push it.
Hey, we can
Take the
get
next
this one.
right onto West 500 Northwest 5th North, then turn right onto North 100 West.
So we will have to obviously kind of hurry to pick him up as soon as we get gas, but yeah. I feel bad for Stephen.
Head north on US 189, US 40 East.
We're not
Take the next
listening.
left onto East 400 North, then turn left onto
hello,
North
person.
100 East.
I went in for a gas thing and someone else decided to head for the same one right at the same time. So you getting gas or am I?
You.
Okay.
What is this
Don't
thing?
talk to you while I'm getting gas.
That thing was ugly. It's horrifying. I mean, it'd be cool to meet in real life.
What was it?
No idea. It was headless. It looked like it had a scorpion tail, but it had no head.
Oh. The last one that's Groot.
It's Groot. I don't... Oh, hey, she needs this one. Huh. You can't juggle. You're terrible at it. Bye-bye. Those look really fun to poke. You'd probably disappear, though. Or die. Something. Oh, thank you. That makes sense, actually. No, I already clicked on that. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I'm not a very social person in life. You're cool. Get away from the kitty. My hair. I do not know what to do. Well, that was weird. Mom's phone GPS was being stupid. We're going to look at this. Never mind, Mom's in here.
Okay. Hopefully she kept you kind of entertained.
No, I did not.
So I didn't fill up all the way because we're at a Maverick and it doesn't do as good for my car. But it'll be enough to get us a ways, a long ways.
Steph said that it's cool you play as a family. Hers won't.
She said it's cool. What?
Our family will play together. Hers won't.
Oh. Yeah. She can't get her family to join her plane.
I heard her plane.
Her
I do not
plane.
think she has a plane.
I said,
If she has a plane, I will want to go on the plane. Because I want to travel. And it is very fun. And I've never been on a plane. We're going to catch this. I don't care if you need it. He's a baby unicorn. You need to catch the baby unicorn from the evil snaky dude. She has a boat. That's cool too. Boats are also very fun. But I have been on a boat before.
in the ocean.
Yes, actually.
She lived.
Oma and Opa.
Oh yeah. She lives in South Carolina. So.
Yeah, I got the unicorn.
I believe South Carolina.
Yeah, we went on one because of Oma and Opa. We also went to Legoland and Ocean something or other. That was very close to Legoland. You had to drive cars there. And then they gave you a fake license. It was really fun.
So now you see what my husband says by my daughter totally is my daughter. She definitely got the sarcasm, the perfect sarcasm gene. And I say the perfect one because she knows how to do it and not be mean about it, but rather have it be funny.
Yep. Because why else would you use sarcasm? It's not fun if you do it meanly.
I totally agree. That's something that but you've seen it, that a lot of people don't know how to do it without accidentally hurting people.
Steph has a sailboat. That's cool. Hello.
JS?
No, it was still Steph.
Oh, it was still
She
Steph.
said hello, angel girl.
Oh, Angel Goddess. Angel Goddess must have said hi too.
That's why I was saying hello too.
You guys are both up late. It would be like almost 11 o'clock your time. Thank you for joining us.
Yee.
So, I had hoped to be able to spend more time talking to you guys and stuff, and actually playing myself, but it took longer to get stuff to my sons, to someone to take to my sons. So my daughter's playing while I'm driving.
Yeah.
And we're going from Heber City to North Salt Lake, and then we will see from there what we do. So.
Why can I catch this one? That was very bad.
So I did realize my brain farted yesterday, and this week is is general conference, and it's tomorrow night is the women's session of conference. The reason my brain farted is up until last year, I think it was, or the year before. Women's session of conference was always the my brain was still struggles at times to remember that no, it's actually during conference weekend.
I think it was last year.
And so really it took till yesterday till after I streamed yesterday to register it. And then I was like, oh crap, I hadn't talked to my mom about it or anything. So then I had my daughter text her because I figured it out while I was with my daughter or something, and had her text, and we're actually meeting with my mom tomorrow. Two of my sisters are coming down. One is bringing her oldest daughter. So women's session is for all girls and women 8 years of age and older. And it's a chant, and the leadership of our church talks to them in particular. Some of the stuff, men will sometimes catch it on TV, stuff like that, and then it will go out in our magazine, what was said. The magazine's called Men's Session is in April. They used to do men's session was Saturday nights of conference weekend, and women's session was the week before.
They said we were going to off-roading because the road disappeared. Also, Steph said you would fuss if you knew how late I normally stay up. It sounds like me.
I don't know that I'd fuss. I'm just saying you guys are late. Up late. And I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys are joining us. It makes it... I look forward to our streams. That's part of the reason I was not going to just say, oh, well, forget it, I'm not going to do it because I've got to drive. I look forward to the chance to talk to you guys and to have fun with you guys, hear what's going on with your lives and whatever else.
This is on YouTube currently, right?
Correct.
I want to see what it sounds like.
Oh boy, we may have an echo. Oh wait, no, we won't.
I have headphones.
She has her headphones on. We won't get the echo. That's good. I did remember I need to do one thing though.
Line in. Please say a command.
Bluetooth audio.
I don't know if you can see it new.
Okay, I had to do that to make sure that I can hear the directions. So. What are they saying?
Are the sessions required or just encouraged?
It's encouraged. It's in no way required. So what conference is? Saturday there's a 10 o'clock session and a 2 o'clock session. And then there's a women's session or a men's session, depending on if it's April or October. And then Sunday there's a 10 o'clock and a 2 o'clock. What we believe is that it is during those sessions that guidance is given, that the talks given are to give us guidance in our lives. It is often during those sessions that things are announced. Like a few years ago, they announced that a number of years ago, actually. To me, it's just a few years. You'll understand what I mean by that stuff. But they announced the change in missionary age, and that would be about 5 to 10 years ago. It was during that last year they announced that we were moving from a 10 o'clock, or not 10 o'clock, from a 3-hour block to a 2-hour block for church, for Sundays. different things like that. So huge changes in the church, if there's going to be any, are usually announced during that. Surprisingly, we've already had our first change for General Conference. Usually they hold off until the conference sessions to announce them, but this one was announced to the leadership session. You may have seen it already on Facebook and stuff, but it used to be that for baptisms, marriages, things like that, only the men could be witnesses. Only males could be witnesses for that. Females are now allowed to be witnesses for those. And so that's a huge change and they announced that at the leadership session during the week. Usually they hold off and announce stuff like that during the general conference sessions. But they are just, if you don't want to, you don't have to listen, you don't have to watch, you don't have to read it. But we do believe that there is guidance given in those, and so our belief is that the prophet receives inspiration and revelation from Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ for us today. And so we believe our prophet is kind of like Moses and Noah and any of the prophets in the scriptures. Paul, all of them. And so our conference sessions are another part of our scriptures in a way. But gives information that is pertinent to today and clear in today's language. Things like that.
Steph also is asking if it's like theirs, where they hold it in May in Atlanta for the Methodist Women Conference.
They hold it in May in what?
In Atlanta.
I do not know what goes on at the Methodist conference. What we do is there's a number of options. In Salt Lake, there is a building that our leaders talk from, and a lot of people
use any lane to take the I-80 West exit towards Salt Lake.
A lot of people try to go to that, but there's nowhere near enough tickets. You have to get a ticket to be able to go. They're free tickets. You do not have to pay for them, but a lot of people try to get in. It's what's known as the conference center, and so bishops are given access to so many tickets for their ward, or they can request them. Then they can distribute those. You have to have a ticket to get in because so many people want to go. And then they have a standby line for if not all the tickets, if something happens and people are not able to utilize the ticket they were given. So they fill up the conference center, and then you sit there and listen to the guidance, and then there's a break so that's at the 10 o'clock session, and there's a break that goes from 10 to 12.
Use any lane to take the I-80 West exit towards Salt Lake.
Steph said it's very similar to what you're describing.
Okay. That's cool. I wasn't sure because I've never been to the Methodist conference or the conferences of any other church. I've been
Use
to
any
their
lane
churches.
to take the I-80 West exit.
So, We do it twice a year. I will say...
Continue on I-80 West for 25 miles.
We have it also, so it's that way, but it's also broadcast to different churches, like churches and stake centers throughout the world. Plus, depending, you can still catch it on some radio stations. Here in Utah, you can actually watch it on TV from your home, which that's not available worldwide, but it is here in Utah and in some places. You can also watch it online. So if you wanted, you could actually watch and see about, and you can watch the whole thing. You can catch all 5 sessions if you want online. They're broadcast live online. If you go to, I believe, LDS.org,
would it still be LDS?
I believe it will move you to Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.org or something like that. I can't remember the whole title they've switched it to.
It's very long.
So, but I believe LDS.org will do that, or you can look up LDS Conference 2019 live, and I believe if you Googled that, it would give you access, or it would give you a link to be able to get to it. So you can watch it that way too, and then after, it's printed in our magazine.
That is... We also have a rejoicing session on the last day that is basically a group singing with a highlighted singer.
So ours, we don't have that, but what we do is our Mormon Tabernacle Choir that so many people know and love. Saturday, they just have different choirs that come and they perform, or they sing during it. And then in the middle, so at about the 1 hour mark, there is a congregation hymn that we sing. Each time Sunday, Mormon Tabernacle Choir, they do their usual broadcast, which I believe starts at 9 or 9:30, and then they perform. They are the ones singing on Sunday, and there's usually, I think there's usually like 4 songs performed by the choir, interspersed with 15-minute talks by the different speakers, plus the congregation hymn. So,
she also said to tell you that you talking about religion fascinates her.
It's a subject, as you know.
Holy fudge,
that's
dude!
Dear to my
Please
heart.
don't get hit. You're on a motorcycle. You're gonna die.
I don't think he had a helmet on either.
He did. Luckily.
He did? Okay, good.
He still shouldn't be going that fast.
Yeah, but at least he's not an organ donor. But yes, so a motorcycle came flying past us and then cut right in front of us. Anyway, as you know from a previous stream, that's a subject that's near and dear to my heart. But I believe in finding truth wherever you can find it. And so I like hearing from you about what goes on for your church and other people for their churches and things like that. That was why that live stream I enjoyed it. I will be honest. I'm not one to try, I think you've noticed, to try and push my beliefs on other people, but I don't shy away from questions or things like that either. And from sharing it.
That one is your gross one, if you're looking for that.
I know.
Okay. I just didn't know if you knew, because the other one had been there.
You can tell her what you mean by my gross one.
Oh. It's kombucha drink stuff.
Kombucha and kefir. Water kefir.
Kombucha and kefir. Water kefir. And I don't like it. It's gross. You can taste the fermentation going on, and it's not nice. Because I'm very, very sensitive to bad tasting stuff. If it's about to spoil your stuff. So, that's what I mean by grossness.
But all those probiotics really help my stomach and my digestion.
Her grandma and her uncle drinks it.
So I will say my kombucha is not made I got the kombucha starter, but I do not use anything with green tea or black tea. I only use the herbal teas like peach or pomegranate or things like that.
She says she doesn't like it either, and she would far rather coffee. Yeah, it's gross. And so now it is referred to as Mom's gross drink. At least by me. Yes, we definitely did that. Phone. It thought let's go over there. I don't know way. Your phone is weird.
Hardly Summit.
What? It depicts roads very weirdly. It depicts roads very weirdly in this. Yes, we teleported! Ha 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 ha! It just went really fast.
Yeah, I was going to say my person stopped and then moved.
Yep, and now you're glitching.
Doesn't surprise me.
Why can't it stay this way? Not the other way. It never goes straight. It always goes to the side. And it pisses me off.
Why does it do this, man? It doesn't like me, that's why.
It does the same to everyone, sweetie.
I don't like this road. Maybe it's because your thing is stabbing me.
Well, I'm thinking about it. When would you like me to stream tomorrow? I will either need to get up at like 8 or 9 or sometime. Anyway, be done streaming by 10 if I'm going to catch conference, or go out sometime between 12 and 2, or between 4 and 5.
You're welcome.
What?
OMG, you cracked me up, Mindy. Lol. At least I'm making you laugh. That is my quota for the day.
So I never So I was going, some people on my Discord channel wondered how I get so many elves at my house. And I said, I don't know, maybe my elf in the other room brings them in.
Oh, yes.
And I was going to tell that story, but then I was slightly hesitant because I wasn't sure how I should feel about it. So I'm going to let her decide if I tell you, if you guys get to hear this story about why she's known as my elf.
Okay. You can tell it.
Okay. So when I was pregnant with her, we were looking for names, and my ex is from Germany, and I'm like a 30-second plus German. And so we wanted German names, and I ran across one nickname is Elfie, for another name, I can't remember what it is. And I liked the name, but I'm like, there's no way I would name my kid this. Well then, while I'm pregnant with her, she would not stop teasing me. She threatened to miscarry, she threatened preterm, and then once she was able to come, she proceeded, I was in labor for like 3 to 4 weeks straight. She wouldn't come. Eventually we got her coming. She came the last day my doctor was on vacation.
You're welcome.
The on-call doctor didn't believe me. Luckily, I had a doula also there, and one of the nurses up there was really skilled. She was an older nurse. My daughter was in the warmer for 5 minutes before the doctor made it back in the room. He broke my water and left the hospital. And she was in the warmer for 5 minutes before the doctor made it in the room. And she was born with her ears in peaks, looking just like an elf's ears. And we took one look at her and we said, well, I guess she's earned the middle name of Elfie. Now we just got to figure out her first name. So her middle name is Elfie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I say maybe the elves are coming to my elf.
Yes, I'm friends with the elves.
And on top of that, if you can't tell, and she had a twinkle in her eye from the minute she was born. And from then on, when she gets that twinkle, you know, you better watch your back, because
I will give you cucumber juice. I did that to my brothers.
She has something up her sleeve when she's got a twinkle in her eye. And what she means by cucumber juice, the cucumber Gatorade they have, we found that in the store, and she took the label off and gave it to them as though it was a different Gatorade.
Yep. It was rather hilarious.
So, and just like it, and since then she has totally lived up to her middle name. Just like elves, she's the sweetest, kindest, whatever person, but you better watch your back, because she is so mischievous and cunning and whatever else. So
It'll be like the jalapeno caramels that I gave David and Denny and Jade. It was rather fun too. Anyways, Steph said I have a 5K marathon from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. But whatever works for you, I can run and watch. You can help me keep pace.
Let's see, 11 would be 9 a.m. here, So my guess, so if we wanted it during the marathon, I would have to, your marathon is from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. here, our time. Unless you adjusted it for mountain time.
And then, I have no idea what voice I was using. It's just a voice. They change. I mean, I can keep them in, like, in the.
She stays in character.
Yes, in character.
And then she gives it to me. So if I start speaking in these strange
I should
voices,
start talking British. That'll be very fun,
would you
Mom.
please?
Oh, but it'll be fun.
That is one thing, Steph, is if I talk, not so much listen on YouTube, but if I talk to someone in person for very long, and they have an accent, Stefan Goddess and whoever is on.
JS, that's one of them.
JS is Goddess Diana.
Oh, I know that one.
So, if I talk to someone for very long, I pick up their accent. And it's not on purpose. It's totally subconscious. And my kids have taken that and learned to use that to get into a character and to stay in character. Especially because her younger brother wants to be a voice actor. And so...
That sounds fun to do on the side.
You want to do everything on the side, sweetie.
Yes, fair enough.
You want to be a vet. You want to be a...
Translator.
Yeah, translator. Teach English everywhere. Voice acting on the side.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you. Yes, it is 9 here. Yeah, don't try talking to Mom then if you have a weird accent. We will all copy it on accident.
And it really will be on accident.
Thanks. Yeah. This sounds fun to do.
What?
The voice acting. She said you would be a very good voice actor. The only thing is I could only do high voices. I can't do low voices.
Well, I'll put you and your brother together and you've covered the full range.
Yeah. Oh no. So, there's a character I made in D&D, and he's a little gnome, and his voice hurts my throat. It's not very nice. But it's hilarious. I love him. He's a very good gnome. Okay, so yes. My AM is 6 a.m. for you, so that's a wee early for you guys.
Yeah, that'll be a bit early, especially where we won't get home until 11, 12 o'clock tonight.
me what I'm doing. It's a turkey gobble. Not 3D, but... yeah. Now David just needs to be here, so he can be talking gibberish.
I also forgot the other thing you want to do. Art.
Yes. And a manga writer.
Yeah.
But I can't really draw people. I'm not very good at people.
If you want to see some of her art, you'll have to beg her. And maybe we can convince her that one of these days I should show some of it on the stream.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Someone said something. Yeah, we'll be out kind of late. I mean, I normally go to bed later, but Mom doesn't. It feels like we keep going sideways and sideways. Oh, was that my phone? Yes, that was my phone. It was not Mom's phone.
I bet it's your brother asking where we're at. I don't know about how far out we are. I think only about 30 minutes now. If that 15, 30 minutes, but I could be wrong.
I'm gonna open this.
In 2 miles, use any lane to take the exit toward I-15
Oh, we're
north.
only 14 minutes away. 14 miles away. And I don't know why it's hard to draw people. I just don't get the proportions right. I can draw eyes very well. I have a dragon eye that I'm very proud of. But it's probably harder for me to draw people because I put a lot of detail in. I like putting in a lot of detail, and with people, you can put a lot of detail, just you also can't at the same time. You have to be focusing on something specific, like the scenery or something like that. So that's probably why I have more trouble drawing people.
I tried to convince her to draw some zebras for some of my stuff for my other channel. She said no way.
Yeah. What was that?
In half a mile, keep right at the fork. Follow signs for I-80 west, I-15 north.
Right. Oh, okay. We already split off the other.
Keep right at the
Don't
fork.
you say anything else?
Use the right lane to keep right at the fork and continue on exit 123A.
We may have been off
Continue on I-15 north for 7 miles.
And then we're gonna get off at 312.
And now comes the fun part. We are in Salt Lake.
Ooh.
The night before General Conference.
That sounds awesome, Steph. You're gonna have to show me some of your artwork. Yeah, that sounds awesome. She said she can freehand paint. Like, no other.
That was a gift that went from my dad to my sister to her. It totally jumped me.
And Jade. Jade.
Have you seen some of my art, honey?
No. I've seen some of Jade's. His look funny.
I think if you're laughing at Jade, you would really laugh at mine. At what I sent to the artistic director, co-owner of.
Yes, please. I want to see it. Not her artwork. She said she can share it to your Discord.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds awesome. Wow. It's the Fear Factory. No wonder there's smoke. It's not smoke, it's a fog machine. Lots of fog machines because it's the Fear Factory. I don't know when people message. Okay, no one has messaged.
Of course, as my brother said, part of artwork is just doing it. And my sister that's really good at it is 15 months or so, less than 15 months younger than me. And so it kind of just ended up this isn't working for her, I can't compete with her, and so I would always turn it over to her. And then I had an art, and other than in school, and then I had an art class where the teacher tried to get me to do a perfect eye, and I ended up erasing through the paper, trying to make it perfect in her eyes. And it kind of turned me off art and made me feel like I couldn't do it. And so I haven't done it. So I don't have the experience to do it, to make it really good.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't have many art teachers. I had.
You had the one you hated, and I convinced you that it was him that was bad.
Mm-hmm. And then I had the ones
that you loved.
1st through 5th.
I think you had one in Southcash or something that you loved. Okay. Oh yeah, because you were in music.
Mm-hmm. You couldn't take music and art.
And art. So she plays the violin.
In 2 miles, take exit 312 toward US Highway 89 North.
You watching if they're saying anything?
Kind of. Goddess said that's too bad.
Angel Goddess or Goddess Diana?
Goddess Diana. I always just call her Goddess.
I know. But that's why I have to. We call her JS on this stream just because a lot of the times, because I've got the two goddess. I've got Angel Goddess and Goddess Diana.
Yeah. Yeah, when I say it, I'll just mean
Okay.
Diana. Because that's what I know her as.
Okay. And then it may be, but I think if I showed you some of my art, you would laugh because it's not. I was hopeful that maybe doing it on a
In half a mile, take exit 312 toward US Highway 89 North.
Digital thing would make it would make it better. No, it didn't help it. I'm just not good at it. And I don't have the patience to
Take exit 312, then merge onto Beck Street.
gain any of the skills that may have been lost just from overtime of disuse. So,
And thanks, Goddess. She said you're very talented.
she is. I have been blessed with amazing, talented kids. And I'm not
Continue
afraid
for
to
1
say
mile.
that.
Ouch, dude, your lights hurt. Ooh, something appeared. We'll click on it. We're gonna catch it.
That could be why my traces aren't as good as some, too.
What? Your traces aren't as good.
Yeah, to catch.
Oh, well, mine aren't good either. I don't think anyone is. Okay, well, if I'm not moving, then it's okay. No, everyone needs this.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Eagle Ridge Drive.
No, I don't wanna. Mom has to.
This light.
1 minute.
Turn
Yes.
right onto Eagle Ridge Drive.
And now for the
In
windiness.
300 feet, at the traffic circle, continue straight.
Yeah, this place is called Eagle Loop, and it's very aptly named. Let me click. You don't need any of him.
JS, if you think that what we call Stop Hill Cliffside is full of rich people in huge houses, you should see this area. Holy crap.
Yeah. Hello, Angel. Oh, that's very sad. Why does it always run away on you? Hello, map. We don't need you, so goodbye.